nonetheless, I'd like to, first of all, thank the Valerio family for giving me this honor of being here tonight and saying a few words on behalf of my primo Ernesto. And I'd like to have a show of hands how many Valerios we have here. And the reason I'm saying that is I'm a Valerio. And some of you I know, and some of you I don't. But hopefully we will get to meet before the weekend, and we'll have the opportunity to share some time together and be able to sort of talk about
the old ways. Y ahora sí le hicieron el volumen. Pero primeramente quiero darle, extenderle las más sinceras gracias a nuestros hermanos. You know that these gentlemen here are the prayers of our community, and they are carrying on a prayer that is a ritual that has been part of our church, the Catholic Church, for hundreds of years. This came to us from one generation to another, and it originates in Spain, and still today we have this. And it's beautiful to hear and understand the prayer as it is being said. And it is, reminds me of when I was young, my grandmother used to say those prayers while we were working in the kitchen, and I was peeling apples while she was getting ready for drying. It was the custom of that time. But nonetheless, it is always a pleasure to be here amongst my brothers and sisters. This church, by the way, for those of you who are new, is a church that's been here since the I think I might stand to be corrected, about 1721. That's when I understand was the officialness of the church, but it initially started earlier than that. So for those of you who are here, and if you see the paintings here, these are done in those since then, and they're still here. And again, it's our forefathers that have done this to maintain this. We have the Enclave, which again is our forefathers and our members of this church that keep it going. And as a result, we all share in the beauty of a church. I understand it to be the oldest in the United States, and it is still a very active church. We are not a museum, we are an active church. Aquí estamos esta noche, vinimos todos a celebrar una vida de un Señor nacido en el 1933, que fue hijo de los finados Trinidad y Adela García, el cual ellos le nombraron Ernesto Valerio. La vida de mi primo, Ernesto, es una vida llena de muchedumbre de acontecimientos, y los cuales, nombrándolos todos, no puedo. Lo que espero hacer esta noche es poder hacer un recuerdo de algunos de esos acontecimientos cuales han tenido un impacto muy grande en nuestra comunidad y en nuestra nación por parte de nuestro hermano y primo Ernesto. Ernesto was the second eldest of la familia Valerio, de Trinidad y Adela Valerio. He was the one that was given the task by my tia Adela, and she would say to him, Ernesto, cuida a los muchachos mientras que tu papá y yo vamos a la tienda. And of course, was that a hard task? Not for Ernesto. A veces el June y la Maga se portaban menos cabezudos, but well, Ernesto was not one to take his duties light. So June is not here to refute it, but Maga is, so she can say, Nemustero, no sea Nemustero, I see. But anyway, when Ernesto was in the 9th grade, my tío and my tía, like many of our parientes here, my tíos and other tíos, my tío Malaquías, my tío Ismael, and my dear Ernest, they all moved to Tula, Utah, and in search of a better life for their family. And however, Ernesto chose not to leave Taos. And my tío and my tía left him with a mandate. Ahí te dejamos la casa, mijito. Cuídala. And with the love and respect that my tío and my tía had for their home, así Ernesto cuidó en su casa. He attended school aquí in Taos, and his dad could not send much money from Tula, so Ernesto found himself a before and an after school job. Bueno, pues the before job was one that would cause him to get up at 5 in the morning and walk all the way to Taos to light up the fires in the fogones at the McCarthy store. And then from there he went directly to school. His after school job had to do with his love that he had for sports. That love came because it came to him because of his being at St. Francis School. There, when they first built that St. Francis School gym, it was Ernesto, Jape, and Lalo Duran, who were known as the numero uno basketball players for the coach, the Tomas Frescos, the late Tomas Frescos. And there's where Ernesto was given credit or attributed for learning to be the #1 dribbler in Taos County. Well, that paid off for him because during his school year, on his last year in Taos High, Ernesto was given the honor of being that numero uno player, the one that threw that basket in there that was able to bring the state championship trophy to Taos High. So that was one of his great achievements to our school and to our community. Immediately after graduation, Ernesto heard Uncle Sam's calling, and he enlisted in the military and was there for 8 years. And he acquired the talent of being the greatest singer, and consequently he used that talent to serenade Maple at La Placita until her dad, le dijo, ya cansa, hombre. But anyway, she finally said, acquiesced and said, bueno, Ernesto, yo me caso contigo. And together they've spent their life for 56 years, que solamente la mano de Dios los separó. Now, as we look at here, right after he finished his term with Uncle Sam, he went to Highlands University, returned back to Taos. He was like me, and magnetism's a key, knock it out, monobombs. And he came and started working for Carson Co-op for in excess of 30 years. And there, he was known as the staging engineer. And that wonderful couple of Ernesto and Mabel were blessed with Patricia and her husband George Trujillo, with Ernest Jr. and Amy, and with Melissa, Yancy Ranchos, and Denise Valerio, and 9 grandchildren. And by the way, I'm not too sure about the number of grandchildren. I might have missed a few. But anyway, the friend used to say that the way Ernesto was able to find himself such a good-looking wife used to tease him. Y le dijo, la mayoría te queda de Hollywood y por eso te creo. She got married to you, so she thought he was a movie star. So Ernesto came from a family of 9. It was Cornelio and Trinidad Jr. So as we know him as Junior. They both passed away. Surviving him are his sisters, Margaret, Montoya, and Phil, Dorothy Masta and Steve, Ruth Nelson, his hermanitos, Gregorio, and his wife, Connie, and then Pablo and Cindy, and Orlando. And his abuelos were, so that we can know a little bit more about our roots. His abuelos were Jesus Maria Valerio and Eulogy Medina. So if any of you guys who are married to a Valerio, and if you know the Medinas, no offense Medinas, but if you know the Medinas, then you can say to them, "Está por la Medina," because that's what the way my grandma used to tell us when we were misbehaving. "Te está portando Medina." I never knew why, but it was because of our great grandma Eulogy Medina. And then he had numerous uncles, by the way. He had I had them all written down here, and I'm trying to find out where I'm supposed to be. Yeah. Pero, here we go. Estaba mi tío, mi abuelo Francisco Valerio, mi tío Regino, mi tío Blas, mi tío Eduardo Valerio, Maximiliano Valerio, Inocencio, and our dear Alberta Gonzalez, who lived in Ranchos. His children say to us, and were saying to me about their dad, said, "Dad, it's difficult to find the right words to say that we love you. You were the one who set the example of a work ethic, of the love for family, honesty, and respect for our fellow man." And Mabel says, "Viejito, in the course of this journey, I have not always understood you, and I have not always been understood. Yes, Ernest, I am happy that each of us has been brave enough to continue traveling together. I am grateful that love between us has been real, and I thank God for our children and the years we have shared. Que Dios esté con todos ustedes. Gracias for being here tonight. And let's not forget tomorrow's Mass is going to be at 11. And again, if I've forgotten or omitted something, I beg your pardon. Dios esté con todos ustedes. Thank you, Mabel. Thank you. Todos por la gestión. Dios los bendiga. Muy buenas noches desde Dios. Y gracias, hermanos. You guys have been to many of Rosario, and this is one of the most beautiful Rosarios I've been to. Thank you for being there for us. Thank you.